Hi everyone, my name is Deepthi. Welcome to DV School. Today we will do the writing task 1 of IELTS General Training, which is a letter. In this task, you may get three different types of letters: informal, formal, and semi-formal. In today's video, we will focus on informal letters. So let's start. In IELTS, different questions carry different set of instructions. So across all sections, carefully reading and understanding instructions becomes very important. The important thing about writing task 1 instructions is that you should take 20 minutes on this task. Now, you may take more than 20 minutes. That is not a problem, or less than 20 minutes. But this is the ideal split that IELTS suggests. Out of 1 hour, 40 minutes for essay, 20 minutes for letter. The minimum word limit that you should follow is 150 words. It can be more than 150, but not less. So, in the 1 hour that you get for completing the writing task, you may choose to write the essay first or the letter first, entirely up to you. But don't forget, 20 minutes, 150 words. These are the key words in instruction that we need to follow. Okay, let's talk about how do you identify that this letter is a letter to a friend, or it is an informal letter, or it is a formal letter. So what gives you a hint that you are supposed to write an informal letter? So obviously in the letter it will be stated, write a letter to your friend, write a letter to your cousin, write a letter to your parents, or write a letter to your boss, write a letter to a manager of a hotel, write a letter to your landlord. The next important thing to remember here is, to whom are we writing the letter? In the instructions, it will be clearly mentioned. Write a letter to your friend, parents, cousins, boss, landlord, manager of a restaurant. So, based on that, you should be able to identify that if it is an informal letter or a formal letter. Now, if it is a letter to somebody like a friend or your family member or somebody you know in person, or you're friendly with, or with whom you can share your life in the informal sense, like talking about your personal things, talking about your daily life and other things. So in that case, the letter is informal. If it is to your landlord, now you even know your landlord in person, but that doesn't mean that becomes an informal letter. That is a semi-formal letter. And obviously, letter to your boss or to any manager of any company or a restaurant, that will be formal letters. Now, when we look at the letter, it will look something like this. So, task 1, you should spend 20 minutes. This we have already discussed, 20 minutes and 150 words. So, these are important things that we need to keep in mind here. This is the title, as in what you are supposed to write in the letter. And these are the pointers that you need to keep in mind. Now, these pointers are very important because eventually all these pointers will become main ideas to the body paragraphs of our letters. So this instruction reads, you live in a room in college which you share with another student. However, there are many problems with this arrangement. So as you are reading the text, and if you are giving it paper based, then you may want to underline the keywords. So you live in a room and it's in a college, and you even share this with other students, and there are many problems that you are facing in this arrangement, because of which you find it very difficult to work. So these are the keywords that you should underline, and based on that, you will start writing the letter. Now the letter is to be written to the accommodation officer at the college. Now this definitely is not an informal letter. That is for sure. Okay. This is not an informal letter. This will be a formal letter. However, we need to understand that there are some main ideas that will be mentioned here, and these main ideas would eventually become the body paragraphs of these letters. So these three bullet points are very important. They will be there in both formal and informal letters. Now, we need to understand that in every writing task, paragraphs are very important. Without paragraphs, any writing task will remain incomplete. So you need to use the paragraphs correctly. The first paragraph, second, third, fourth, and fifth. In the letter also, we will write 5 paragraphs. And how do we write them? We will do in a few slides from now. So these 5 paragraphs should be well placed. If you feel that there is the gap between the first and the second paragraph is not proper, then you can give a space like it is given in this, or you can leave a line if you are doing it paper based. So let's move to the next slide with this. Proofreading. Now, proofreading is something which most of us forget doing, or most of us are too lazy to do it. Let me tell you one thing, proofreading is very important because when you are writing in the flow, there are chances that you will end up committing grammatical mistakes, committing spelling errors, and we are living in a tech era. We all agree. We type most of the times, and most of the times there is that red line or a green line below our text that indicates to us that we are committing an error. And so we are relaxed. We just keep typing, and after that, we just check whatever errors are there, the red lines and the blue lines, we take care of them. In IELTS, this is not going to happen. So please make sure that you proofread your work. Proofreading is very important. Also, if you are writing it, you're taking a paper-based test, you may want to choose a pencil to write, because when you're writing with a pencil, it is very easy to erase what you have written, and then it will be easy for you to rewrite whatever new thing you want to add there. So let's say you commit a spelling error. So you written proofread like this, and now suddenly you decide or you realize that this is the wrong spelling. So if you're using a pen, this is what you're going to do. And if you're using a pencil, then easy. So that is the reason why using a pencil is a better choice. Also, when you're practicing, start writing with a pencil. And if you're planning to take it online, then start practicing on a word pad. That does not allow you to highlight errors. With this, let's move to the next slide. Now, when we are talking about the writing task, vocabulary and grammar will consume 50% of your score. So, if you do not have good vocabulary, start brushing it up right away. Start working on synonyms, antonyms. Start working on grammatical skills, tenses, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, pronouns. All these things will help you write better essays, will help you write better letters. So vocabulary and grammar are two important things we all should keep in mind when we are writing, because like I said, that a big part of your score will depend on vocabulary and grammar. Okay. Now, any writing task it is very important in any writing task to paraphrase the text, which means that when you are writing, you should be able to paraphrase the topic that is given at hand. Paraphrasing helps you in sticking to the task, in creating more relevant ideas, in writing what is asked, because relevance is another aspect that the examiner will keep in mind when he or she is evaluating your essay or letter. The moment any point that you make in the letter goes away from the topic, you will lose marks. And that is why paraphrasing or putting what is given in the topic in your own words becomes very important. Now, this is a template that you can follow when you're writing the informal letter. Let us quickly go through it. So you will start with dear and write the name of the person. And if it is an elder, somebody who's elder to you, then you may want to write the relationship. For example, dear uncle, dear aunt, dear mom. And if it is a friend or somebody who's younger to you or somebody same age, then you can write dear Paul, dear Ron, dear Deepthi, dear Rahul, anything that the person's name is. Then, what is your reason for writing the letter? Let us understand this. This is basically, we are talking about the purpose. And we said, when we go back to the topic, the first paragraph in which the purpose of writing the letter was mentioned, just above the bullet points, that is what you are exactly going to mention here. What is your purpose of writing? Why are you writing this letter? So the reasons can be different. For example, I want to thank you. I'm writing this letter to thank you for XYZ. I'm writing this letter to help you solve the problem that you mentioned in your letter. I'm writing this letter to invite you. So there can be different reasons for writing letters. In the next 3 paragraphs, you are going to write in detail about the first, second, and third bullet points respectively. Here, each paragraph should have a main idea, which should be followed by 2 or 3 supporting ideas. So supporting idea 1, supporting idea 2, and supporting idea 3. Now, why this? Because the main idea will help you. This we will already take out from the bullet point that is given to you. And once you start supporting this, your paragraph will become a little longer, and at the same time, you will stick to the topic. You will not go astray. Similarly, you will form main ideas and supporting ideas for the second and the third bullet point as well. So till here we see we've written first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, and fourth paragraph of the letter. Now the fifth paragraph, you have to just sign off. When I say sign off in an informal letter, it should be, I hope to see you soon. I would eagerly wait for your reply. I hope I have helped you in your problem. Anything it can be. And also, you may want to convey regards. Like if you're writing letter to a friend, you want to convey regards to his parents. Or if you're writing a letter to your friend thanking you, thanking him for allowing you to stay at his place, then you may also want to thank his parents because eventually they were the ones who took care of you and helped you stay in their house. After you've written the last paragraph, just sign off with your name. And here you have to only use your first name. In the formal letter, you can write the first and the second name both. But in your informal letter, only sign with the first name. So this was all about letters and how an informal letter can be written in a simple way, and at the same time, it will help you get a good score in your IELTS exam. All the very best for your preparation.